o'clock. ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
There are growing calls to investigate a social media post about masks and vaccine mandates allegedly made by a member of the San Diego Police Department. What was said that upset so many people? Plus, the door-to-door campaign happening right now in some of San Diego's least vaccinated neighborhoods.
And local students learning new tech skills one robot at a time. The unique opportunity they're getting in a story that's positively San Diego.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
Calls are growing to investigate a social media post reportedly made by a member of the San Diego Police Department about mask and vaccine mandates. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter Adam Rakusin is looking into the allegations and what the department is saying tonight.
On its website, the San Diego chapter of the NAACP posted screenshots of what they described as a leaked post from the San Diego Police Officers Association online forum made by a San Diego police officer. We've blurred the post because we have not independently confirmed it. According to the NAACP, the post mentions dangerous rhetoric about the COVID-19 vaccines, masks, and testing. They say it also talks about Second Amendment rights and alleges there would be support of hundreds of officers in resisting the lawful government of our city and state if forced to get a vaccine, be tested, or wear a mask.
We have to act now. There's no urgency. If people don't wake up, we're going to lose this fight. The fact that he actually mentioned that the Second Amendment will be taken away from us caused me great pause.
Prince Seifa Boachi is with the NAACP San Diego branch. He says the rhetoric in the post is alarming.
Seeing this post really validates that this is something that the mayor of San Diego has to take action on.
In a statement, the spokesperson for the San Diego Police Department wrote in part, they're aware of the social media comment posted by an SDPD member regarding COVID-19 vaccinations. The post was made by one individual. The statement went on to say SDPD is reviewing this as a personnel matter to determine if the officer violated department policy. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria says he's asked Chief Nislight to review this matter and report back to him. In a statement, the mayor wrote, these views are not reflective of the City of San Diego or the San Diego Police Department, as we know a majority of our public safety personnel have already been vaccinated. As of Friday, City of San Diego employees are required to report their vaccination status. That has implications on who needs to wear a mask and where, but there's no current mandate requiring vaccination or testing. Adam Rakusin, ABC 10 News.
A spokesperson for the Police Officers Association says it does not have a comment at this time. We asked the department how many officers and employees are vaccinated. They say that right now the vaccination data is pending.
Right now, a local group is going door to door to encourage San Diegans to get vaccinated. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is joining us. And Laura, their focus is on neighborhoods with vaccination rates under 55%.
Yes, Kimberly, they are out here in City Heights tonight, and they are trying to get people to get vaccinated, trying to provide them with information. If you take a look, they have been leaving these types of flyers on the cars in this neighborhood, but they are also going door to door. This started at 3 and they're going to be going until 7 tonight. The group says they are trying to reach the underserved immigrant communities that are sometimes at higher risk of getting seriously ill from COVID-19. Now, so what they've been doing is going door to door in this neighborhood, letting people know of an upcoming vaccine clinic, asking them if they've already been vaccinated. Now, some of them tell me that they are received not welcome and the door is slammed in their face, but other times people actually do have questions, expressing their concerns about the safety of the vaccine, and these people are just here to provide the information to them, push them to that vaccine clinic where there will be nurses on hand to answer any questions for anyone that has any doubts. We are going to continue to be out here. We're going to actually walk with them door to door and see what people have to say and bring you more information on later editions of 10 News. Reporting live in City Heights, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Laura, thank you. And here are our latest numbers on coronavirus here in San Diego County. 1,700 new cases were reported today. That is the single highest daily total since February. There were no new deaths reported, though. The demand for COVID-19 tests has gone up so much that San Diego County reopened one of its largest testing sites at San Diego State. Our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is joining us live there, where those in charge of the county's testing efforts say the line started increasing, of course, as this Delta variant became a problem. Mimi.
Yeah, Steve, and that is why they reopened the larger site here at San Diego State's Alumni Center. We've been seeing a steady stream of people going in through those doors throughout the afternoon. You can see a few waiting right now. This site does close at 5:30 and is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 5:30. We did ask what people should know if they do plan on getting tested at a county site.
We were exposed and thought that we better be able to be extra careful for ourselves as well as other people.
These women were told they were exposed to someone who tested positive for COVID-19, so they came to San Diego State's county site to get tested Friday.
We're both fully vaccinated, so we do feel, that we're protected, but it's always best to err on the side of caution.
This whole family was also tested after a possible exposure.
So we wanted to make sure that we get tested and we quarantine for 10 days and getting a couple tests, and if everything's negative, we'll get back to life.
We started shutting down our sites based on the lack of demand the last week in June.
Ryan Clabo, a project coordinator for the county's T3 testing and vaccination efforts, tells me the demand started to increase the first few weeks of July, prompting the county to reopen some of its testing sites like this one at SDSU.
We are seeing a large majority of the people coming through and getting tested are vaccinated individuals. What we're seeing is they are telling us that they have been exposed to somebody who's not vaccinated and who did potentially test positive.
Clabo says the county's also seeing an increase in unvaccinated people who are now required to undergo frequent testing by their employer. For those who want to get a COVID-19 test from a county site, they can walk in without an appointment, and the process is slightly different than last year.
You want to insert about an inch deep to where my pinky is?
It goes about an inch, maybe an inch and a half up into the nostril, right at the bridge of your nose. And you swirl it 3 times and hold it there for 15 seconds.
Not that bad like it was at the beginning when they shoved it really far up.
Clabo says the turnaround time to receive results via email is typically 24 to 48 hours. And for anyone who does test positive, we're told they'll get that email, but also a phone call so contact tracing can begin. We're live at San Diego State. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. And today, a CDC advisory panel voted in favor of booster shots for the immunocompromised. That's nearly 3% of the population. It's much needed protection for a group of vulnerable Americans as the Delta variant spreads quickly across the country. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky approved the recommendation, paving the way for millions to get a third shot of either the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines as soon as this weekend. The CDC will not require patients to get a prescription or a letter from a doctor for this third shot. Consumers will have to attest only that they have impaired immune systems. The agency is not recommending additional doses for any other group at this time. And you can keep up with any developments surrounding the pandemic by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
Turning now to our weather, getting ready for a hot and humid weekend out there. The bay looks nice right now, but it is humid out there. Temperatures are trending above average. Our meteorologist Angelica Campos is tracking those conditions and when we might see a change in our forecast. Angelica.
Steve, you mentioned yesterday how it feels almost like we're in the South somewhere, whether it's Texas or Georgia, and that heat and humidity will continue. So hang in there. I know a lot of you are just over it already. It is 83 degrees in Vista. At these temperatures right now are close to normal, but I know it was warmer earlier. 90s in Escondido, 90 still in El Cajon, and 76 degrees in La Jolla. In Del Mar, the cool place right now, 73 degrees, but the humidity is up. We have dew points in the 50s and 60s. Now in the South, they probably would think this is a good day, but for our standards, it's still very humid. Most of the storms remain to the east, where we typically see monsoonal moisture, and to our north, excessive heat. In between, we're going to see some minor changes this weekend, but for some other parts of the county, temperatures will be heating up. Thankfully, we don't have any watches and warnings. We'll have much more in your 7-day forecast.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. We'll see you in a minute, Angelica. Governor Gavin Newsom is touring the state, asking people to vote no in the upcoming recall election. The 4-day tour kicked off in San Francisco today. The message is, if you don't vote no, a Republican will likely end up in the governor's office. Newsom is expected to rally here in San Diego and LA tomorrow.
It begins this week. Those ballots are dropping in mailboxes all across this state. We encourage people, we implore you, please vote no on this recall.
President Joe Biden put out a statement of support for Newsom, and the White House is considering sending both Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris to California to campaign for the no side. The governor's upcoming visit is just on the heels of one of his Republican opponents, San Diego businessman John Cox. Cox was in San Diego today as part of his own statewide tour, using a giant Monopoly-style game board called Gavinopoly. Cox criticized the cost of living in California. He also talked about overhauling state taxes and cutting down on, quote, wasteful spending.
The highest housing prices in the country, the highest gasoline prices in the country, the highest electricity costs in the country, the highest water costs in the country, and of course the highest taxes.
If elected, Cox is promising a 25% state income tax cut. His campaign is now headed to the Central Valley. And fellow Republican candidate Caitlyn Jenner was also in San Diego today. She paid a visit to the border, where she met with local law enforcement and vowed to finish building the wall with state funds.
A demand for justice in downtown San Diego today against the new president of Iran. Protesters there are calling for Ibrahim Raisi to answer for his alleged role in the massacre of thousands of political prisoners. Our ABC 10 News reporter Nia Watson has more on the movement and how activists say the U.S. could help.
Today, Iranian Americans gathered in front of the Hall of Justice, joining a nationwide opposition against the new Iran president, Ibrahim Raisi.
The violation of human rights are continuing in Iran, and just recently there were protests in Iran that were violently suppressed.
The protest comes on the anniversary of the 1988 massacre of political prisoners in Iran. This table shows just 40 faces of the thousands of people murdered for speaking out against the regime. Zora's sister was one of them.
They killed her with not letting us know where she buried.
Raisi is said to be a senior member of the, quote, death committee that ordered the executions. Last week, he was sworn in as Iran's supreme leader, causing unrest and demonstrations across the country.
I want to ask the administration to support the struggle of the Iranian people for freedom. We believe that's the only way to have a peaceful Middle East.
The Coalition of Democracy and Human Rights in Iran is now calling on the Biden administration to demand Raisi face international human rights charges and help get justice for their loved ones.
The human rights, freedom of speech, and all kinds of freedoms that we enjoy in the West, we want that for Iran.
Nia Watson, ABC 10 News.
New census data shows our region's demographics are changing. We spoke to a local organization that thinks we may have seen more of a shift if it weren't for COVID.
You know, COVID threw us for a loop in terms of all of the outreach that we had planned and the types of outreach that we had planned to do.
Nancy Maldonado from the Chicano Federation says her organization plans to encourage more people to fill out the census, changed because of the pandemic. But still, we saw a major shift in demographics compared to 2010. Those who identify as Hispanic or Latino grew by 128,000 in the county and now make up a third of the population. People who identify as white only made up less than 50%. That is down from 64% a decade ago. But Maldonado says there was likely an undercount from the Hispanic or Latino population.
We understand that it was limited and that there were a lot of people that we were not able to reach or reach in a meaningful way because we weren't able to do a lot of in-person outreach and we weren't able to go door to door like so many of us had planned.
Along with COVID, Maldonado says some in that community were confused by some of the census questions or did not trust what the government was doing with their information, which led to them not participating.
Those of us that do the work also still understand that there was a lot of people that were not counted and a lot of people that didn't respond. So while it's encouraging on the one hand to see this trend moving in the right direction, we know that we still have a lot of work to do to get a more accurate count.
The census results impact how federal funds are allocated, investment in communities, and redistricting.